When Phil got home, she questioned him about it, and he said it was just a joke. He had gone to a conference and his buddies did it as a prank. She obviously didn't believe him. They had just poured their life savings into the house. Not long after, while cleaning their bedroom closet, she found a box she didn't recognize. In that box were pictures of Phil in women's clothing, including some of him in her clothes. She confronted him about it, and he said it would never happen again. It turns out that my mother-in-law and the kids stumbled upon him in women's clothing in their backyard one morning. She said, "We don't have to tell Mommy about this, right?" And they didn't until they were teenagers. During this time, she would see him at the Kroger by the dumpsters throwing things away. Additionally, he had a burner phone. She never went dumpster diving, but when she tried to talk to him about it, things would get violent. This escalated to him leaving the house for prolonged periods, including overnights. She had to tell him multiple times that she didn't care what he did, but he couldn't just walk out of his kids' lives. Her friend and her husband were close with them, and the husband and Phil got together one day so he could talk to him in private. He told him, "I just don't want responsibility anymore." Upset and needing a distraction, my mother-in-law took her and the kids on a trip to California with family. When she got home, all the trash had been taken out except for a single piece of paper with a schedule on it, a day plan for what she assumed was a date. They had a joint bank account, so she checked it, and it was completely empty. He had been using their joint debit card to take women on dates. When she found this out, she demanded that he give her the debit card and get his own bank account. When he refused, she took the family laptop, and he flipped out. Fearing this, she ran into the neighbor's house with the kids and the phone. Not long after, they got a divorce. He didn't want hardly any custody of the kids, and she had to convince him to at least do a weekend once a month. He later remarried and, exactly 5 years later, got a divorce in a similar cheating situation. She found him sending emails about how he didn't want to go home to his then-wife. Now, he's about to marry someone younger than my husband and me, meaning I've dated men older than her. Phil has recently become very demanding of my husband regarding the wedding, a destination wedding that is a 3-day trip by car. He insists we attend with our 12-year-old son and pay our own way. His current fiancée has a superiority complex over us despite being younger. There's a disturbing amount of PDA, and I think she contributes to the aggression Phil has recently been showing toward my husband. We're at the point where family, including my mother-in-law, is calling and texting us about how heartbroken Phil will be if his son isn't at the wedding, trying to guilt us into it, even though my husband doesn't want to go and we frankly can't afford it, as I was just laid off and we have a mortgage. This is his 4th wedding. He insists we stay in the after-party house with our child and strangers, but I can't even trust him. No one is concerned that he might have more kids in his old age. No one is concerned about the trauma my husband was put through, and no one sees the correlation as to why he doesn't want to go to the wedding. I'm not sure if his fiancée is aware of the cross-dressing. I don't think it's my place to tell my husband any of this, but I feel like he should know why I don't want our son spending the night around him. It's not just the women's clothing, but the secrets he kept and the fact that we aren't sure if there's more he's hiding.